Hello guys, and welcome to another video by Banner Incredible Hulk. In this video I'm going to discuss Superman versus the Sentry matchup. Two powerhouses who possess incredible powers to destroy planets. Let's find out who would win in this interesting battle. Regardless of the incarnations and the variant depictions Superman has been through, he gets the majority of his superpowers from Earth's yellow sun, effectively making him a giant solar battery. He possesses vast superhuman strength. The exact limits of his strength is unknown, but he has been shown as capable of lifting far in excess of 1 billion tons. Silver Age Superman had some insane feats of strength, including destroying a solar system with his super sneeze. Suspecting this might happen, he flew to a long-dead universe where all life vanished eons ago. On another occasion, he moved dozens of planets from their own dying galaxy to new suns at the other side of the universe. Here, he blows Earth back into its proper orbit. Now calendars and clocks won't be incorrect. DC 52 Superman has been bench pressing the weight of Earth for 5 days. He says, "That's all you got?" Which shows that his abilities way exceed this amazing feat of strength. All-Star Superman is shown powerful enough to push against the equivalent of 200 quintillion tons, and it seems that there is still no upper limit for his physical strength. Superman moved Earth away from the sun with the aid of Green Lantern, while the villain known as Starbreaker was pushing it towards the sun. The combined might of Superman and Green Lantern was under test against this insane mission. Green Lantern says, "We are starting to lose ground, Superman. The effort is overwhelming. The construct is starting to fracture under the strain." And Superman says he's giving this everything he's got. Meanwhile, the Justice League was hitting Starbreaker with all they've got to weaken him. Finally, they succeed as they've started to gain ground, but it wasn't an easy mission at all, although Superman and Lantern gave their best to pull it off. Superman also possesses super speed. Flash here states that Superman is moving at over 2,000 miles a second. This is the fastest I've ever seen Superman move under the Earth's atmosphere. When Superman first encountered the rest of the Justice League in DC 52, he briefly fought the Flash, who was bragging that he cannot be touched. But Superman managed to hit the Flash with his finger, sending him flying away. In this scan, Superman speeds up his senses to match Flash speed. It's just like the whole world has just frozen in place around them. Superman can break light speed in the vacuum of outer space. He has been shown doing that on several occasions in DC 52. In Superman for Tomorrow storyline, Superman heard someone asking for help. He said he was in bed, and suddenly he heard a cry for help. And in a matter of seconds, he was in the outer space. Just remember that light needs 8 minutes and 20 seconds to travel from Sun to Earth. And Superman managed to travel from Earth to outer space in a matter of seconds to save someone asking for help. Finally, he found that it was the Green Lantern who was asking for help. Superman can fire beams of intense heat from his eyes. His feats include annihilating an army of Doomsday clones in one blast. But he thought he couldn't do that twice. In another insane feat, Superman heats up the Earth, so temperatures are rising to normal levels all over the planet. The threat of the worldwide deep freeze is somehow halted. His heat vision is off the charts by any standard scientific scale. Take a moment to consider Superman's heat vision. An industrial laser can cut through almost anything, but in the process, it draws a massive amount of energy. No one quite understands the scope of Superman's power, only that it is off the charts by any standard scientific measures. Superman also possesses a high level of invulnerability, which has been targeted by constant flux over the years. On one occasion, he has been shown entering the Earth's sun and emerging unharmed, pushing against War World which was being powered by the Big Bang. This is insanity, Superman. Don't you understand that moving War World from its orbit will only destroy the planets you seek to protect? True, but that assuming War World sticks around long enough to be trouble. Superman also possesses super breath that enabled him to blow Earth back to its proper orbit. He can also chill his breath to freeze targets, as we see here in this scan against Bizarro. His opponent in this matchup is the powerful Sentry. I am discussing the Sentry's powers without taking the Void into consideration. When mentally stable, the Sentry has the potential for limitless power. However, if his mental state wavers, he becomes weaker and easier to defeat. The Sentry's superhuman powers and abilities derive from a special version of the Super Soldier Serum, of which its potency was increased thousands of times. Robert Reynolds was a drug addict who broke into some lab looking for drugs, and he found what he called a serum. The serum which eventually turned him to the being of the million exploding suns, the being called the Sentry. He didn't take that serum for once. Once he got a taste of it, he did what every junkie does. He did whatever he could to get whatever he needed. The Sentry possesses vast superhuman strength and widely considered among the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe. He kills Carnage by flying him into the orbit and ripping him apart. On another occasion, Sentry easily defeats Terex the Tamer and shatters his cosmic axe with his bare hands. As a cosmic herald of Galactus, Terex possesses vast superpowers, yet he was easily defeated by the Sentry. The Sentry's power overloads the abilities of the Absorbing Man. It's burning my nerves. Please make it stop. Creel melts with the power of a million exploding suns, atom by atom, dissolving into photons and neutrons and solar wind. In another ruthless feat of strength, the Sentry was shown powerful enough to easily overpower Ares, the god of war, and kills him after a very short and nearly one-sided battle. In the aftermath of the Civil War, Ultron attacked New York. Seeing that the Sentry was too powerful to defeat, Ultron decided to kill his wife, brutally mutilating her. In a rage, Sentry nearly killed Ultron before Miss Marvel knocked him out. The Sentry was powerful enough to rip Ultron with his bare hands, although Ultron's outer armor is usually composed of adamantium. The Sentry's powers come from the sun. He can absorb solar radiation for additional strength, as stated in this scan, which is kinda makes him similar to Superman, who also gets his powers from the sun. The Sentry has also shown enough power to beat the Void into submission when he was relatively stable. The Void says that killing him would be useless because he's Robert Reynolds. There must be balance. Sending the Void away will only succeed for a while, because eventually he'll return. Just remember that the Void possesses vast superpowers, that he was able to kill Loki himself, as we see in this scan here. The Void also overpowers the Hulk and breaks every single bone in his body. The Void states that he doesn't like Bruce Banner and that he promised him with a horrible punishment, and the punishment was breaking every single bone in his body. The Sentry possesses the ability to think, move, run, and react at incredibly superhuman speed. He can fly way faster than light. In this scan, he flies to Saturn before he finishes saying no, which definitely proves he can fly faster than light speed. In another insane feat of speed, the Sentry flies from Earth to outer space, to the sun, just to prevent the Void from killing his wife. This all takes place during a conversation between Robert and the Void. When the Sentry was brought back to life by the Apocalypse twins using the life and death seeds, as one of their horsemen of death after he died battling the Avengers as the Void, he managed to cover hundreds of miles in mere seconds just before Wolverine can even warn the Avengers. He proceeds to grab Thor and fly away with him at a velocity which totally overwhelms Thor because he cannot handle the speed, and Thor is someone who already covered light years in a matter of moments wielding his hammer, which means that the Sentry is even much faster. The Sentry's velocity bends space and time. Their atoms are hurled forward at many times the speed of light. The incredible process disorients Thor. Even a god of Asgard is incapable of disregarding such velocity. The Sentry is chemically mixed with the super soldier serum. This makes him completely immortal, as stated here by Professor Cornelius, who was responsible for the creation of the serum that transformed Bob Reynolds into the Sentry. Your powers are limitless. There is nothing you cannot do. You've conquered the time and space itself. You are omnipotent. You are immortal. Aside from the powers he shares with Superman, including the vast superhuman strength, durability, speed and healing, the Sentry possesses the amazing power of molecular manipulation. Following a confrontation with the Molecule Man, Robert discovered that he has the power of molecular manipulation, which he had used to revert himself from the liquid Molecule Man had turned him into. The Sentry defeated the Molecule Man himself using his newly discovered awesome power. I can control the molecules of my world. That's how I do what I do. I never knew that. He has been able to utilize his power to manipulate molecules the way he wants. He can use it in ways such as stopping a full-speed Mjolnir throw directed at him by Thor. The Sentry easily overpowered Thor and managed to put him down in a nearly one-sided battle. Then he created gigantic sand golems to fight the giant wasp when she tried to stop him. The golems were coming out from the sand and attacking Wasp. After spending time wandering among the stars, trying to find a way to die, the Sentry returned to New York to help the former and current Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange and Loki against the Void, who had been released by Strange to take Loki down. After locking the Void back at the Sanctum Sanctorum, the Sentry confronted Strange for releasing the Void and, disappointed by his actions, departed to parts unknown, warning Stephen to never contact him again. This event, among many others, have been uploaded on Comics Fighters channel. Do subscribe to that channel, please, cause it would work as a backup in your debates about your favorite superheroes. I'll leave annotations in the end of this video. It could go either way between Superman and the Sentry when it comes to their strength, stamina, durability, speed, and healing. However, the Sentry can manipulate molecules, and Superman can do nothing against such godly power. The Molecule Man is one of the most powerful beings in the whole comics universe, and possessing his powers would definitely give the Sentry the victory against the Man of Steel. In the Dark Avengers story, the Molecule Man easily defeated the Dark Avengers and tore them apart mentally and physically. He liquidated the Sentry with a thought the first time he confronted him, and messed with Venom's mind, forcing the symbiont to depart its host before melting them both down. As for Daken, Molecule Man remembers about his healing factor, as he had a problem with his father Wolverine. So he turns Daken into a tree with a thought. And he turned Ares the god of war into a statue with another thought. So seriously, what can Superman do against such power? Sentry defeated Molecule Man and obtained his powers, so Superman would be doomed to lose if he battled the Sentry with the power of the molecular manipulation. That was all for this video. Let me know what you think about it. Don't forget to subscribe to all my channels. Find links in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and have a nice one.